Palo Alto architecture. Okay, Palo Alto is a number one next generation firewall, the best next generation firewall. Okay, next generation firewall. Why it is number one next generation firewall? That is what we are going to do. As I have explained it earlier in your study class, but I'm going to explain it. This is the way. Okay, so we know that, guys. I think we all aware of control plane and data plane. Okay, if not aware, I will explain it. Don't worry. Okay, what is control plane and what is data plane? So control plane and data plane is a thing which is actually helping to processing the packet. Okay, for processing the packet. So if your control, see, for data plane, let me explain first what is data plane. So this is my firewall. This is the same one, PC. So this is the interface of the firewall. Okay, this is the interface where the LAN connected, where the outside LAN is connected, outside is connected. So if packet coming from this PC to this PC, okay, if packet coming from this PC and it comes to this firewall and it is from this interface, then packet processing to this interface. Okay, okay. So what are something is checking at the firewall in, right? From processing the packet from this interface to this interface, there is a your packet, whatever the packet, where the data is coming, it is checking, it is going through some kind of process. Okay, those things actually managed by data plane. That's it. Okay, whatever the traffic, what are those things, I will explain later. When the packet is coming to the interface, and if it is from one interface to the other interface of the firewall, while going through, your data is going through some multiple checking. Okay, so those multiple checking was handled by data plane. That's it. And what is control plane? I'm going to explain. Control plane, we will control plane actually, if you are logging to your firewall by management, okay, management traffic, and what are the alerts are coming for the firewall, monitoring stuff. Okay, like if you want to see the logs, if you want to see the monitoring, those are actually maintained by or handled by control plane. That's it. Okay, so packet processing from the whatever the the packet is transiting the firewall. Transiting means passing the firewall. Those are maintained by data plane. And what are the information of your firewall, like logs, and what are the monitoring logs, what are the how we are connecting by the management, those are actually handled by control plane. So I think you guys have some basic idea of control plane and data plane. Okay, so now, so for SP3 architecture, what is the SP3 architecture? SP3 is the architecture which makes actually Palo Alto firewall best firewall or number one Palo Alto firewall. So how it is? So SP3 is actually a single pass parallel processing. So it's a single pass parallel processing. They have written like SP3. Okay, because there is a 3P. So it's called SP3. So it's a single. It means one time pass parallel processing. It is processing parallelly. It is processing. We will explain it. So what is this actually? What is SP3? So see that. So what would happen for a single pass? There is a two software called single pass software and parallel processing hardware. So what is actually this? See, what is single pass software? What would happen in my firewall? Any traffic coming to this interface, or while coming to this interface, this has to be go from some checks. Okay, so what are those checks actually? See that we have to understand. So for the data plane, actually, it will check your policy lookup, like it will check for the policy lookup, right? It will check for route lookup. Okay, it will check for user ID details. Okay, we can learn on the later class of what is user ID. It will check for VPN connectivity. It will encoding it like encryption. It will doing the encryptions and decryption for the VPN traffic. It will also checking all the malicious content and also detecting threats. And it also for the IPS, it will checking the signatures for the IPS. So those are actually so what happened? This is my firewall. Okay, this is my firewall. Suppose any packet is coming from there, it will go for a checks for, like it is checking for NAT lookup. Okay, and then it after that it will check for policy lookup, then it will check for the route lookup. Okay, route lookup, then it will check for VPN encryption decryption. Okay, VPN encryption decryption, E for encryption, D for decryption. Then it will check for threat detection. Okay, threat detection. Then it also check for IPS signature matching. Okay, IPS signature matching. And then also it check for user ID app, and also it check for the app ID. So those, see, there are lots of, it's all checked by the data plane. Okay, it's all done by the data plane. Okay, these are the stuffs done by the data plane. So if any packet come, it will first check for the NAT lookup. It also then check for the policy lookup, then it go to the route lookup, then it go for the VPN encryption decryption, then it also check for the malicious like a threat detection. It also check for the IPS signature. It also check for the user ID information. But lots of stuffs are checking. Okay, but it's all checking in one go. It's all checking in one go. It means in a one single time. Like what is I want to explain. If the packet is coming for to the firewall, if it is taking a 1 second, it is not a 1 second. I'm just giving one example, like 1 second. It is actually very much fast. If it's checking for the natting, it is taking 1 second. For checking policy, it is checking another 1 second. For checking route lookup, it is taking another 1 second. For each, actually, if taking each packet, for each processing, for each are the column, if it is taking a second, for 1 second, it is going to complete processing in 8 seconds. I'm giving one example. It's not a total 8 seconds. It is actually fast, but I'm giving one example. It's going to be checking 8 seconds. Okay, but in the Palo Alto, what is actually, it will check everything in a 1 second, like at a one time, at a time, at a single time. Okay, it is not going to check like if it will go from there. No, at a one single time, in the 1 second, it is going through all the processes. You got my point? It is going through all the processes, and it is only take 1 second. So for other vendors of firewalls, if taking 8 seconds, my Palo Alto is taking only 1 second. Why? Because it is just going through the process, all the process. So it's going to the process for at a time. It means in a 1 second, in a one at a time, it's going for all the process simultaneously together. You got my point here? Okay. So that's why it is very much fast. Why? Because it is not taking long time. It is doing all the process in a one go, in a one together. That's why there is a no latency. It is a very high throughput. Instead of if any packet is coming, it's for each packet, it is taking only not 1 second. Say example, okay? It is just processing all the packets in a one go. That's why it is very fast. Other firewall, like a Cisco firewall, some other firewall, it is actually go for one module to other module to other module to other. It is going to take a long time. That's why there would be a low throughput and high latency. Okay, latency is what? There is a network congestion. Okay, latency is your network congestion has increased. That's why it's called latency. But Palo Alto firewall, there is a no latency because it's going through all the process in a one go. So let me explain again. So that's in the data plane. What would happen? It is actually doing all the jobs in a one go, like multitasking. Okay, that is actually like, that's why it's called parallel processing. Okay, what is parallel processing? Parallelly, it is like, just listen, just I'm explaining again. Like we have a multiple column, okay, to do. What kind of column? Just remember, like it has to be do a NAT lookup. It also go for a check for a policy lookup, route lookup, VPN lookup, IPS signature lookup, and then user ID lookup, app ID lookup. Those are actually when the packet is coming, all is parallelly. It means parallelly what? Is also checking the NAT. On the same time, it's also checking for the policy lookup. Same time, it's also checking for the route lookup, also VPN lookup, then IPS signature matching, then user ID lookup, then app lookup. Those are doing in a one go, at a time, at a one time. Like I'm giving one example. If you are studying something, okay, and you have to be study history, geography, biology, and physics, okay. So how you will learn? So first you will complete your homework for, like, you have a homework for physics. So first you will complete the homework for physics. Then you will complete the homework for chemistry, like example. Then you will complete the homework for biology. Then you will complete the homework for maths, whatever. Okay. So one by one you are going. But this Palo Alto firewall is just at a one time. It's completing all the homework. Like it's working on physics, biology, chemistry, maths, doing all at the one time. It's a multitasking at the one time, single time only. Guys, that is clear. This is the way, and why it is doing that we can know later on. Okay, so this is the called the single pass software. This is done by. Okay, now come for the parallel processing hardware. So parallel processing hardware is maintained by the control plane. As we know that what is control plane? Control plane is actually taking care of management traffic. Okay, what is management traffic of the firewall? To logging onto the firewall. Okay, like if you want to take SSH access of a firewall, those are called management traffic. Okay, if you want to see the what kind of alerts are coming on the firewall, what are the alerts are coming, what are the logs are coming at the firewalls, those are things handled by control plane. That is clear, guys. As I explained, what is data plane? Data plane is what are the traffic is processing for the data from one interface to other interface, for the policy lookup, route lookup, NAT lookup, user ID lookup, IPS signature matching. Those are called data plane. Those are maintained by data plane. Control plane is only looking for management traffic. Okay, management traffic, logs, monitoring. Those are taken care by control plane. So at the control plane also, uh, for management traffic, for monitoring, so those things also happening, like for the control plane traffic and for the data plane, those are maintaining in a one go. In the parallelly, it is happening. So that's why this Palo Alto next gen firewall is very, very fast. Okay, now come to here. Now see that this is control plane. Why control plane and data plane is fast? You see that for the signature matching, they have a 1, 2, 3, 4 column of RAM. Okay, 4 column. It is given the 4 column of RAM. So you can even increase your RAM, and that's why that is very fast. If your RAM is so increased, it can work very fast. There would be a no latency. You can see that even for your IPsec, for SSL VPN encryption, decryption, for IPsec decryption, decompression, there is a how much? There is 16 CPU. 1, 2, 3, 16 CPU. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why that is very, very fast. This is the hardware. Actually, we are learning about the hardware of the firewall. So if you see the hardware of the firewall, there are more than 16 CPU which are actually helping to processing for the SSL packet, for IPsec traffic, for the decompression of the traffic, and even they have a 2 slot of RAM. Okay, it has a multi-core security processor, high density processing for flexible security functionality. It is actually what I'm explaining the hardware stuff. Even for the this is for quality of service, route lookup, ARP lookup, MAC lookup, NATing. They have a 10 gigabit of network processor. They have a processor which is 10 gig of speed. Okay, so that's why they are so damn speed. And even for the control plane, they have a dual core CPU. They have a RAM, 2 slots of RAM for hard disk. Those are things. That's why they are very much fast. If you come for the architecture, this is also the same, like control plane for management. What control plane is taking care for the management traffic, like configuration, whatever we are changing configuration, it's also coming on the management traffic. Okay, logging, reporting, those are taken care by management. For the data plane, if you see that for the signature matching, IPS signature, wide spyware, those are handled by data planes. Security processing, session setup, SSL, IPsec. Okay, they have a processor like for signature matching. They have a signature matching processor. They have a security processor which is actually checking for SSL, IPsec, VPN. They have a network processing, separate network processing, which actually help for route lookup, ARP lookup, MAC lookup, and NATing. So they have a separate, hardware processing and different CPUs. Those are very strong and those are very high in demand. So that's why they are doing, very hard process, very fast process.